Hi everyone, welcome to the third instalment of the Love Yourself Healthy video series. This one we are talking about how your body wants to heal. I've dealt with some physical issues or illnesses for a long time. You might be thinking to yourself, this is where this girl is wrong. My body does not want to heal. My body is not healing, and there's nothing that can be done. And the problem is because we live in a world where when we see something that is wrong with our bodies, we obviously go to a doctor, and the doctor tries to cure you with modern medicine, which, don't get me wrong, modern medicine is fantastic and has, saved a hell of a lot of lives. So I'm not going against modern medicine at all. So what I'm saying is that, doctors can only do so much. They have 10 minutes to see you. They ask you what your most bothersome problem is, and then they are, they're highly trained to find a medication to help with a symptom or to help with a side effect. And so you get kind of trapped into this circle of, taking more medication and feeling iller, Obviously I used doctors' help to come off of the medication. So once again, I'm saying this again, I'm not telling you to not go to a doctor's. What I'm telling you from a self-love viewpoint, okay? So back then I believed my body was against me. Back then I believed my body was failing me, and no matter what I did, I was going to be living, this way forever. So I thought that this was my lot in life. I thought that, my body was it felt like my body was angry at me, and so, she was punishing me for, I did treat her like crap up to that point. I drank too much, I was out too much, I would never sleep, I would push my body to the limits at the gym, I'd push my body to limits at work, eat absolute crap. So I felt like my body was punishing me. Now, switching to an actual self-love viewpoint means that you see your body in a different light. So now I can see that I had pushed my body to her limits. She wasn't doing this to betray me. She wasn't doing this to punish me. It wasn't karma. It was, the fact that she'd protected me for so long that she couldn't physically do it anymore. And she wanted to heal. She wants to be, I honestly believe that every single body wants to be the best body for you. They love you so much. Your body loves you so much that she wants to be the best that she can be for you. But that's not her number one priority. Her number one priority is keeping you safe from harm. So she will use the tools that hurt you, like we said in the previous video. She'll use those tools even if they hurt her in the long term. So yeah, so she wants to heal for you. She actually wants to heal for you, but only when you are feeling strong enough to deal with your emotions first. So she has to know that you're safe from harm before she will start healing your body, which, is actually a really, really loving thing that she does for you. Absolutely, really, really loving when you think of it like that. So I've been learning a lot about healing yourself, healing through self-love. And one thing I learned was that your body just needs the right conditions to heal. Now, of course, there's going to be some things that are completely long-term. There are some conditions that you are going to have forever. But your body still wants to be the best that she can be for you. So that's where you need a lot of compassion, a lot of love for your body. If you have got a condition, or you know, you've got something that makes it difficult long term, that is where you need to absolutely have the utmost compassion for your body, because she will heal what she can heal. Yeah, so that's where, you know, the fact is that your body is imperfect. Your body is imperfect. But her goal, next to being a protector, is to be the best that she can be for you, to perform the best that she can for you. But she can only do so much. So what I've been looking into is how, you know how doctors are looking at one thing at a time and trying to solve one issue at a time. Well, actually your body is like this entire garden. You know, it's like its own ecosystem. And so if one thing is off, then that is going to affect everything. Which means actually that if one thing is healed, you can't just heal one thing, you have to heal everything. So once your body starts healing, it heals everything. But it's obviously a very delicate balance, because she is an imperfect vessel. She wants to be perfect for you, but she can't be perfect for you. And there's going to be things that you have done in the past that will affect her now. There's going to be things that you do in the future that will affect her as well. So it's about imperfect progression. Yeah, giving your body the chance to heal up to wherever she can heal up to, and being okay with whatever stage you're at. Giving yourself that compassion that no matter how you feel, you'll still look after her. So no matter what issues you have, you'll still look after her. Because you can always feel a little bit better, even if, you know, the big picture is not ideal. You can always feel a little bit better by giving her what she needs. By giving her what she needs with some love. So also when we talk about this, we're also talking on an emotional side. Now this might be a little bit woo-woo, a little bit out there. This is what I honestly believe. So I believe that, you know, your feelings are there to be processed. So every time you get a strong emotion, it needs to be looked at. It needs to be, you know, viewed. It needs to be felt, empathize with it. It needs to be felt. And then your body can let it go. But what happens is we've got so many tools nowadays to numb emotions. We have so many tools to distract ourselves from emotions. We have so many tools to stuff emotions down, that we end up with a lot of stale emotion in our body, and everything is energy. So that energy of that emotion that you have not processed to actually turn stale inside your body. And your body can only cope with so much. She's only, you know, she's an imperfect vessel. She can only carry so much. So these emotions just keep getting heaped and heaped upon her, and then we're doing all of this negative stuff to try and avoid the emotions in the first place, and that's impacting her as well. And then all of a sudden it all just bubbles up. It bubbles up, or it manifests itself as an actual illness. You know, when we're stressed and we're run down and we get ill and we think, oh, that's because I'm stressed and run down. Well, actually, why are you stressed? Why are you run down? What is causing this energy inside of you that makes you ill? And even some really, really bad stuff can come from just this. And I'm not just talking about negative energy in like a hippie way. I'm talking about stagnant energy that has been stuffed inside of you, negative feelings that has been stuffed inside of you for so long, and that your body's carried for so long. and she wants to heal from this stuff. She wants to. She's scared of your power, but she knows that you've got the power to do this for her. And it is not fun carrying around this stuff. It's not fun. Okay? So it's like the emotional side affects the physical side every single time. And so when you look at the whole picture, it's like, yes, you can eat healthy. Yes, you can drink water. Yes, you can go to bed. Those are things that is going to put her in a safer place to heal. Definitely, she'll definitely heal some, but it's not until you're actually safe enough to process the emotion or the trauma or the hurt that's been carried by your body for so long that she's actually in a place to heal, like fully, like a whole body place to heal. So last year I did 100 days juice feast. Now I'm not recommending that anybody does that. If you've got questions about it, then do let me know, because it was literally life-changing. But it gave me the space. I was so addicted to food. I was so addicted to emotionally eating that it gave me such a space. I must admit, I was still obsessive about food throughout the whole 100 days. A lot of people said it goes within like the first 20 days. For me, it did not. So mentally, it was very, very challenging. But it also gave me a bit of space. So at first I started detoxing from the actual negative tools that I'd been using. So I detoxed from the caffeine, I detoxed from the sugar, I detoxed from the alcohol. It was all coming out of my body. I could feel the toxins like going, yeah? And then what happened was a couple of weeks later, maybe not even that long. I can't remember. It's actually all on video on YouTube. I'll have to link it somewhere. Then what started to happen was that I started to emotionally detox. It was like all of a sudden my body felt safe enough to bring it all up. And I don't know if she felt so safe enough, or it was because she had no choice, because I weren't using any tools to stuff them back down again. And it was like it started coming up. Now before this, so with my pelvic disorder, I'd gone from bedbound for nearly a year. Then I came off all of my medications when I got pregnant with Eli. And that was hideous. And then after I gave birth, apparently it loosened something up, or it might be the breastfeeding, who knows, and I became a lot better, as in I could function as a like a semi person, yeah. And then fast forward, how old is he now? So about 7 years later, I'm not having to take regular like codeine and medication like that's really, really strong, but I was still having to take like paracetamol and ibuprofen. I was still waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning and crying, literally like crying myself back to sleep pretty much every single day. I would still take at least 15 to 20 minutes to be able to move in the morning. Like I would be hobbling around. If one of the kids ran off, I wouldn't be able to chase them. And yeah, so it was still affecting me. It was definitely still affecting me. After the 100 days, well actually only after probably about the first month, maybe not even that, maybe 3 weeks, the pain was gone. In the especially the 4 o'clock pain was completely gone. And I remember like jumping out of bed one morning and then just walking downstairs and thinking, oh wow, like I just took that for granted, like I can do that now, wow, you know. And then as I was going on, it was like I was like messing about at the park and start running around at the park, just so much, like unbelievable, like the way it changed. And it wasn't like I had to do a slow detox. So I still am grieving for my brother, so I did not want that to all come down on me all at once because it was scary. But my body even knew that. It was like she was letting everything else out. Because if you numb one thing, you numb everything. You can't just numb out the bad parts of your life. You can't just numb out the negative emotions. When you numb everything. Yeah? So that means that your body has to take on every emotion through the time when you're numbing out. Your body has to take on every single emotion. And that's a lot of emotions. So how it felt to me is that my body was allowing all of the stagnant stuff to come up. She would address the trauma very, very slowly. I would get trickles of the trauma. So I'd have a day where I would, cry my eyes out, and then another day where I'd be okay. She's very, very clever. When it comes to grief, she's very, very clever. Very, very clever. When it comes to everything else, she's a bit too overprotective. So she wanted to heal. She wants to be the best that she can for you. And so after that, in the last year, so I lost, I think it was about 55 pounds, and gained like a very, very happier demeanour, not from the way my body changed, because that was a different issue in itself. Actually, having a smaller body made me more self-conscious, and I had to learn to love my body again. I had to, not to love her, but to love how she looked again. I was more confident before, and then now it was I was a bit more critical about how I looked, because I hadn't looked exactly the way that I decided. Oh, and I've got to tell you this, right? So at the start of the 100 days, I thought to myself, I'm going to set a goal of weight to lose. I was doing it for health, but obviously, I'm still affected by society. So I was like, I'll think of a goal, and I thought of a number, and I thought, that is just unbelievable. There's no way I'm going to lose that much weight. And on the 100 days, I weighed myself, and I had lost that amount. So I'd lost that amount to the exact pound. Which tells me this: as soon as you decide that something is possible in your head, as soon as you make that, I decided at the beginning of that 100 days that it was possible for me to heal. Even though I'd had this condition for, I think, about way over 10 years, I think about 12 years, I decided that it was possible for me to heal. And it's once you decide something in your brain, it's your body takes notice. Your body takes notice. And if you believe it's possible, then she believes it's possible. She believes you. So I thought that was just really, really cool. Just that little point, how cool is that? Literally to the exact pound. And I know another lady that did 100 days, and exactly the same thing happened to her. She wrote down the number on the 100th day. It was the exact number on there, which, that gives you something to think about with limitations as well. So if you decide something, it can limit you to that, or it can, be if you believe something, you can achieve it. Amazing. So anyway, I digress. So that literally, changed my life in a way. I thought that after that I would be the perfect eater. I thought that after that I would look after my body because I had self-love. I was, very healed compared to how I was before. I wasn't perfect, and I wasn't perfectly healed as much as I wanted to be. Yeah, but I was in, the best shape that I'd been in for over 15 years. So, so I thought I was in the perfect place to then be healthy and to look after my body in the way that she deserves. What I didn't realise is that, yes, your body wants to heal, but also little Pickles come in the room. Hello. I didn't realise, sorry, I've got a little hand poking out there now. I didn't realise that, yes, your body wants to heal, and given the correct circumstances, your body can heal, but it's even more important for her to protect you. And so when I went back to eating, it was very, very difficult to use the knowledge that I had, use the love that I had, and use the knowledge that I had, use the love that I had for her, but to stay in alignment with those new beliefs, with those new goals, was very, very difficult when there was still a lot of healing of the trauma and the grief. So then I had to become very, very empathetic towards myself, very, very empathetic towards my body. I had to allow my body to be imperfect. I had to allow myself to make mistakes, that some days I weren't strong enough to be, to deal with all of the emotions that came up. I had to allow myself to make imperfect progress and not beat myself up about it, and to have that kind inner voice, because, there's a difference between being in the right place to heal at the right time to heal, and the right time to heal, and allowing yourself the grace for when you're not. Because yes, your body wants to heal, yes, your body wants to be the absolute best that she can be for you, but she can only do so much. She can only do so much, and her first goal is to protect you. So you've got to remember that, and you've got to allow yourself the imperfect progression. You've got to allow yourself to be imperfectly healthy. You don't have to live up to a standard of, a flipping professional athlete. You're not going to be winning a gold medal, that's fine. But actually allowing yourself to have that balance, the balance of looking after your body, making sure she's fed, making sure she knows that you're safe, and then sometimes not being able to do that, and being okay with yourself throughout it all. And then you'll see that imperfect progress continues daily, and it builds on the momentum of it, that if you allow yourself grace, you're going to keep going. You're not going to just think to yourself, oh, well, this is, pointless. You need to cope with your emotions. I have a little one just down here who wants to sleep. Oh, thank you. Give me a little cuddle. So that concludes the third part of this series. I'm going to actually look into the practical ways that you can heal yourself with self-love, the practical ways of staying healthy, but still having that kind inner voice. And I can't wait to see you. So take care this week. Bye.